Hello and a very good afternoon, kids. How are you all doing? How are you? It's great to see you all here. So let's get started with our second lesson of perimeter and area. First lesson में हमने क्या discuss किया था? We just discussed about simple shapes, 2D shapes like triangle, rectangle or a square, finding their perimeters with grid and without grid and finding their areas or as well. So area and perimeter find out करना हमें अच्छे से पता हो गया है 2D shapes का where we included a square, a rectangle and a triangle. अभी हमें क्या करना है? We are going to be talking about rectilinear shapes today, but before that, let's really celebrate our winners. So we have Riyansh, Amishi, Aryan, and Anya, the winners from December week 1. They are the strong competitors who actually are the star student of the week, December 1. So, when you talk about the mission for today's lesson or the checklist, we will say that we are going to be cover rectilinear linear shapes. Rectilinear shapes, their perimeter and their area. So I'm pretty much sure you would be knowing what rectilinear shapes are. Let's have a very quick, look at that. Whenever we get shapes which are compound shapes, they are called rectilinear shapes. No? Your rectilinear shapes could be L-shaped, could be I-shaped, could be T-shaped. That is also a rectilinear shape, right? So these are rectilinear shapes. Rectilinear shapes are the ones where you have more 2D shapes involved, right? Say for example, your L. If I just split it, it has first rectangle here and the second rectangle there. Two rectangles are attached in a way a new shape is formed, and that's called a rectilinear shape. In the same way, if we just detach these two, the rectangle at the top and this one, these two rectangles are clubbed together to make a newly visible shape, and that's a rectilinear shape. In the same way, we can have H, okay, we can have I, and whatever you can make using the rectangles or your own thought to make it done using straight lines, that would be a rectilinear shapes. Rectilinear shapes don't only include rectangles or squares. You can take any shape. I mean, if I really want to make something like this, that's also a rectilinear shape. It has a semicircle there, a rectangle here, another rectangle here, and a triangle here. So it's all up to understand like what rectilinear shapes are. We are done with that. Now we'll be moving to the next slide where we will talk about finding out the perimeter of a rectilinear shape. Okay, so now I want to go to the whiteboard. Okay, on the whiteboard, I will use these lines to make the diagram really nice. First, we will talk about L shape. It's all about understanding. Once you understand one shape, further understanding would be very easy, right? So let's focus on one type of rectilinear shape. We have L here. How to find out the perimeter and area? As you can see, this is a grid, and if I say each grid is 1 centimeter long and 1 centimeter wide, that means its width and length are 1 centimeters each. What we have to do? We have to find out the perimeter. So what we gonna do? We will start from somewhere, we will start from a point. Let's assume this to be our starting point. अभी यहाँ से we will start just going through the boundary because the perimeter is all about the boundary. So we will start going through the boundary and finding out the perimeter. Each goes 1 centimeter. So that means this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. You can be a bit faster. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So it gives us the perimeter as 24 centimeters. Correct? That's how we find out the perimeter. Many a times they trick you by not giving you the grid. If it is a plane shape and we have no grid given, that would be tricky for us to really work it out. No? In that case, how about, let me just pick it down. Okay. Let me make a shape like this. Okay. Right. And this time I will hide the grid. Okay. We have hidden the grid. If the grid is hidden, we can't really assume, okay, it would be 1 or 2 or whatever. At that moment, we need some, at least sufficient amount of sides so that we can work it out. एक बार हम एक काम करेंगे, हम डिस्कस करेंगे, we will talk about because finding out the perimeter is not a pain point. Finding out the required information, like piece of information that is missing, is the important thing. We will move to our, say for example, we will move to our understanding to find out unknown sides. So let's break it down in understanding the missing horizontal or missing vertical ones. So as we have the shape, you can see in here, which has its, which has its, is it visible properly to you? Let me check, yeah. Which has its horizontal missing. If its horizontal value is missing or horizontal side is missing, how to find that out? For that, we will use our animation to understand that. So you have two small sides, they both are horizontal, and you have one at bottom. So they are connected, they have a relation, they have a connection. Can you understand that connection by these visuals? Yes, these two small lines, horizontal lines, are adding up to that big bottom line. If that big bottom line is 3, purple one is 1, so what this green would be? Purple one is 2, then what this green would be? It would be 1. Make sense? Let's talk about the new shape. Here we have another shape, and this shape is again asking about finding out the unknown horizontal side. How will you do this? Again, the same thing. For a few questions, we will take the help of visuals and then we'll try doing it independently. It would be 1. Remember, when the bigger is given and the smaller is missing, subtract. When the smaller are given and the bigger is missing, add. This is not to really teach senior students, no? That's quite obvious to understand. How about this one? What that one would be? What the missing number would be? The sum, because two smaller informations are given. Sorry. So they both add up to make a bigger line at the bottom. So that is going to be 2 plus 1, that is 3. 1 is given, the bottom side is given, and the green is missing. What that would be? Think and tell. It would be 3, yeah, because you will be subtracting this time. Subtract the given numbers. Add the given numbers, that is 6. That's correct. Add the given numbers, that's 5. Here, subtract, very good, 3. Here, add 6. Here, subtract 3. Here, subtract 3. Here, very good. So makes sense, right? Now, let's hide the grids. Now, can you tell me what this value will be? So again, you have to, this time, some assistance which was earlier there in the form of lines is missing. You have to focus on it. But again, you can just look at the given information. So, okay, the horizontal bigger one is given, the horizontal smaller one is given, and the other one is missing. So subtract is 2. New shape, what would that be? Subtracting the given 2, 1. Very good. Subtracting the given 2, and it is 1. Good job. Now I'll trick you. I won't trick you. First, let's focus on verticals ones. So let's understand the vertical, and once you are also done with vertical, we will be getting the question ready to challenge ourselves. अभी हम क्या कर रहे हैं? I'll show you the grids. So now we are focusing on the vertical ones. So verticals are always vertical. I mean standing lines. So you have to, when you are processing the vertical information, just focus on vertical lines. जब भी आप वर्टिकल इन्फॉर्मेशंस को देख रहे हो या वर्टिकल इन्फॉर्मेशन मिसिंग है, तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ आपको स्कैन करना है अपने दिमाग में वर्टिकल लाइंस को, हॉरिजॉन्टल्स को मिस कर दो. अभी इन क्वेश्चंस में आपको हॉरिजॉन्टल मिलेंगे ही नहीं, लेकिन आपका जो एक्चुअल क्वेश्चन होगा दैट वुड बी ऑब्वियसली इंक्लूडिंग एवरीथिंग. तो हम क्या करते हैं, इफ़ आई जस्ट शो यू द विजुअल, सो इट मेक्स सेंस, इजंट इट? रेड एंड ब्लू लाइन्स आर एडिंग अप टू 4. व्हाट द मिसिंग लाइन इज? It is smaller, so subtract. That's 2. New shape. क्या होगा missing number? Add करना है. Good job. 2. Next 1. ठीक है. अभी अगर मैं हाइड कर दूँ, मैं वर्टिकल लाइंस आपको नहीं दे रही हूँ. आई मीन जो असिस्टेंस था ब्लू और रेड के फॉर्म में, आई एम हाइडिंग दैट. तो अभी क्या आप मेरे को बता सकते हो क्वेश्चन मार्क मिसिंग नंबर क्या होगा? What would be the missing number? Again आपको वही करना है. Bigger number is given, the big wall is given, एक छोटी wall given है और दूसरा पूछा जा रहा है, तो subtract करना है. ठीक है, बस ये याद रखो कि हमें add करना है या subtract. Add when smallers are given, subtract when the bigger and the small one is given. New shape, अभी bigger in missing है तो add कर दो. New shape, अभी again bigger missing है तो add कर दो. New shape, smaller missing है, subtract कर दो. न्यू शेप स्मॉलर मिसिंग है तो सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दो. न्यू शेप बिगर मिसिंग है तो ऐड कर दो. अभी ट्रिक करते हैं ना. अब ट्रिक करते हैं. जैसे अभी हमारे पास ये क्वेश्चन है, अभी तुम्हारे पास बहुत सारी वैल्यूज़ हैं, हमें ये बॉटम वाला नंबर चाहिए. कौन कौन सी वैल्यूज़ पे आप फोकस करोगे? कौन कौन से नंबर्स पे आप फोकस करोगे? जस्ट थिंक. नाउ दिस टाइम वी हैव अ लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन टू कंफ्यूज अस. नो, क्या पूछा जा रहा है हम उस पर फोकस करेंगे. हमें हॉरिजॉन्टल बॉटम साइड चाहिए, तो सिर्फ और सिर्फ हॉरिजॉन्टल पे फोकस करो. नो, स्लीपिंग लाइंस पे फोकस करो. 3 and 2, क्योंकि बिगर इज मिसिंग तो ऐड करना है. दैट गिव्स अस 5. मेक सेंस? लेट्स मूव टू द न्यू शेप. ओके, अभी हमें क्या पूछा जा रहा है? हमें देयर इज द क्वेश्चन मार्क, दैट मीन्स वर्टिकल पूछा जा रहा है. तो आपने लिटरली फोकस ही नहीं करना है क्या हॉरिजॉन्टल है. जस्ट सॉरी, आई जस्ट वांट जस्ट क्रॉस इट आउट. सारा हॉरिजॉन्टल जस्ट क्रॉस इट आउट. बस वर्टिकल को देखो आप. सो स्मॉलर मिसिंग है ना, तो स्मॉलर आपका सब्ट्रैक्ट करने से आएगा. न्यू शेप. अभी आपको ग्रीन की वैल्यू, मिसिंग नंबर की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है. कैसे करोगे आप? इट्स हॉरिजॉन्टल, बस हॉरिजॉन्टल पे फोकस करो. तो 5 टेक अवे 2 इज 3. लाइक दैट. डज दैट मेक सेंस? इफ दिस मेक सेंस, लेट्स फाइंड आउट द पेरीमीटर ऑफ द गिवन शेप. लेट्स फाइंड आउट द पेरीमीटर ऑफ द गिवन शेप. How will you do that? Just think. To find out the perimeter of the given shape has no problem. You just need to, what you need to do? Just add all the boundary sides. No. All the boundary lengths is what you have to add. तो चलो करते हैं. Boundary lengths is what we have to add. So let's add the boundary lengths. We will start from here. 5 plus 1 is 6. 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus 3, 14, 14 plus 4, 18. ठीक है. So the 18 centimeters is the answer. Let's move to the next question. And this time you have all the sides given. We are focusing on how to find out the perimeter. So I'm not tricking you to find out the missing side and then the perimeter. Let's focus on one thing at a time. What the perimeter will be? The perimeter, let's start from here. Okay, 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 5 is 13, plus 3 is 16, right? 16 centimeters if the length is given in centimeters. Let's move to the next question. Here it is like that. Quickly find out the perimeter. Find out the perimeter. Right after this, we will talk about a quick method to find out the perimeter. Okay, let's start from here. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7, plus 1 is 8, plus 6 is 14, plus 2 is 16. So the answer comes 16 centimeters. Sorry, yes or no? The answer comes 16 centimeters. अभी हम बात करते हैं शॉर्ट ट्रिक के. हमें क्या करना है, आपको जस्ट ओनली फोकस करना है whenever you get L shaped figures you have to focus on the longer sides of L. You have to focus on the longer sides of L. तो ये दो साइड्स आपकी लॉन्गर साइड्स हैं. ये बिग L है. बिग L के नंबर्स को ले लो, add them, 6 plus 2 is 8 और डबल कर दो. 2 times 8 is 16. See, we did add all of the numbers and we've got 16 centimeters only, no? अभी आपने क्या करना है, just bigger L को लिया, नंबर्स को ऐड किया, बस दो नंबर्स को ऐड करना है हर बार और उसका डबल कर देना है. Even if you get literally a real stepped shape, something like that, बहुत सारे नंबर्स गिवन है उसमें, बट आपको फोकस करना है बिग L पे. आपको बस ये दो नंबर्स लेने हैं, add and double. You will get the answer done and it will always correct. It will be correct always. ठीक है, इसको कैसे करते हैं? Let's use the trick. 4 plus 5 is 9. Double of 9 is 18 centimeters. अच्छा, अभी स्कैन करके भी देख लेते हैं. तो हम यहाँ से स्टार्ट करते हैं. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7, plus 2 is 9, plus 5 is 14, plus 4 is 18. So 18 centimeters. Make sense? Do you understand that? If this makes sense, that means it's a big win. Let's move to the next part of the lesson where we are going to be. Perimeter we have finished. Now we are moving to find out the area of the missing given rectilinear shapes. So what I'll do, I will really take this shape out there in a new space here. Because for area, we need a few more things. This is what the shape is. And I will really create a shape like that. ठीक है? तो एक shape हम ऐसा ही बना लेते हैं. Okay. So, oh. One sec. Okay. And I think it was something like that, isn't it? Isn't it? This one and that one. A little difference because we have grids here. Based on our grids we are going to be making, but the shape is like this. That's fine. So if I say this is 4 given to us, this is 1 given to us, this is 2, 5, 4 and 2. दिस इज़ वॉट आर शेप इज़, राइट। इसका हमें क्या करना है, एरिया फाइंड आउट करना है. वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट द एरिया ऑफ दिस गिवन शेप. ओके, हम क्या करेंगे, इस शेप को हम वट एवर यू फील लाइक आर यू आर गोइंग टू बी कटिंग इट, तो हम इसको कट करते हैं टू सी वॉट टू स्मॉल शेप्स आर देयर. हम इसे कट कर लेते हैं तो आपको एक रेक्टेंगल मिलता है और एक दूसरा रेक्टेंगल मिलता है, करेक्ट. दीज टू शेप्स आर एक्चुअली मेकिंग अप दैट बिग शेप. That big shape, I mean, if I show you that one is made up of these two rectangles. तो जब हम एरिया फाइंड आउट कर रहे हैं और अगर हम देख पा रहे हैं कि ये दो शेप्स, दो रेक्टेंगल्स हैं यहाँ पर, तो उसका एरिया फाइंड आउट करना ईजी है, इजंट इट. इसकी लेंथ कितनी है, 4, और इसकी विड्थ है या ब्रेथ है 1, सो द एरिया वुड बी 4 times 1. Let's talk about this one. It has the breadth 2 and its length is 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. So here we get 10 and there we get 4. So the overall area is 4 plus 10, क्योंकि हमें ऐड करना होता है दोनों का एरिया, and that comes up to be 14. अगर लेंथ हमारी सेंटीमीटर्स में थी तो स्क्वायर्ड सेंटीमीटर्स. ये हमने पहले ही डिस्कस किया है कि हम एरिया को हमेशा स्क्वायर्ड सेंटीमीटर्स में लिखते हैं. कोई प्रॉब्लम है अंडरस्टैंड करने में इसे? हमें क्या करना है, जब एरिया मिसिंग है तो हम फाइंड आउट करने की कोशिश करते हैं कौन से स्मॉल शेप्स एडेड हैं यहाँ पर जो कि हम देख पाएंगे और उसका एरिया फाइंड आउट कर पाएंगे. एनी डाउट ओवर हियर? I hope that makes a good sense to you. When we visualize things, so it's like, okay, everything is clear, isn't it? That's nice. Okay, so this is how we find out the perimeter and area of the given shape. Now, furthermore, you just keep on practicing this. I'll give you a few more shapes where I think we can really work it out. Maybe if I make a shape like this, one sec. Okay, how about this type of shape? Let me just remove the top information. How about this shape? अभी हमें क्या करना है, इसका पेरीमीटर और एरिया दोनों फाइंड आउट करना है. So if I just, for the perimeter again, somehow you have to find out the sides and find out the perimeter. अगर मैं आपको बोलती हूँ ये 8 centimeters है, it is 8, this is 4, this is 2, this is 6, this is 2, no, this is 4. ओके, नाउ अभी आपको मिसिंग साइड्स की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है, उसका पेरीमीटर और एरिया फाइंड आउट करना है. दिस इज व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज. लेट्स डू वन एट अ टाइम. तो अभी हम वर्टिकल पे फोकस कर लेते हैं. सारी वर्टिकल्स को हम स्कैन कर लेंगे. हम क्या कर रहे हैं, बस अंडरलाइन कर रहे हैं, हाईलाइट कर रहे हैं वर्टिकल साइड्स को. बिगर वर्टिकल साइड 8 सेंटीमीटर्स का है, ये 4 हो गया, ये 2 हो गया, तो ये कितना हो जाएगा, 4 + 2 = 6. हमें 8 बनाना है तो ये भी 2 सेंटीमीटर्स हो जाएगा. अभी हम काम करते हैं हॉरिजॉन्टल पे. तो हॉरिजॉन्टल में अगर आप देखो तो सारी हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइंस को हम स्कैन करेंगे, मतलब हाईलाइट करेंगे. ठीक है, अभी हम क्या कर रहे हैं बेटा, यहाँ पर यू आर हैविंग 6, यहाँ तक आपका 6 गिवन है. थोड़ा सा ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन है ये. हाउ अबाउट me giving you one more side as maybe 6, ये भी 6 सेंटीमीटर्स गिवन है. अभी आपको बॉटम साइड की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करना. दिस इज ऑल्सो गिवन इन्फॉर्मेशन. तो हम कैसे करेंगे इसको, सी यहाँ से यहाँ तक आपका 6 गिवन है, राइट, एंड जो इतना पोर्शन है ना वो ओवरलैप कर रहा है इस इन्फॉर्मेशन में. तो अगर हम इसको डिस्कार्ड भी कर दें तो हम कहेंगे यहाँ तक जो है ये 6 सेंटीमीटर्स हो गया, मतलब यहाँ से यहाँ तक 6 सेंटीमीटर्स हो गया. अभी हमें बस ये वाली वैल्यू और फाइंड आउट करनी है. बॉटम में क्या गिवन है, ये टोटल 6 है, और यहाँ पर ये गिवन है ये 4 है. तो मतलब कि इतना ये 4 हो गया नो, क्योंकि वो 4 है तो ये वाला भी 4 होगा. तो इफ़ दिस इज़ 4 एंटायर इज 6 देन दैट वुड बी 2. इसका मतलब ये वाला 2 हो गया. 6 + 2 8. द बॉटम इज द 8. एंटायर इज 8 सेंटीमीटर्स. एंटायर शेप हमारा 8 सेंटीमीटर्स का हो गया. अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट. अब जब हमें पेरीमीटर और एरिया फाइंड आउट करना है तो पेरीमीटर के लिए वी विल जस्ट गो थ्रू द बाउंड्री. Let me take that. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 4 is 14, 16, 16 plus 6, 22, 24, 24 plus 8, I think 32, and 32 plus 8. 32 plus 8 is what? 40? 40 centimeters is the perimeter. Now, if we have to find out the area, what we're gonna be doing? We will break the shape down. कैसे कर सकते हैं? हम इसे ऐसे कर सकते हैं. ग्रीन कलर ले लेते हैं. आप बताओ कैसे कर सकते हैं? 3 फिगर्स मेरे को दिख रहे हैं यहाँ पर. सो हम इसे ऐसे ब्रेक कर लेते हैं. एक तो ये बॉटम रेक्टेंगल हो गया, रेक्टेंगल 1. फिर एक ये वाला रेक्टेंगल हो गया 2, एंड द टॉप इज रेक्टेंगल 3, है ना. वी कैन ब्रेक इट डाउन लाइक दिस. सो रेक्टेंगल 1 हैज़ longer side 8 and width is 2. 8 times 2 is 16. Rectangle 2 has this one unknown. No? But the entire 6 is given. This 6 is given, out of which this is 4. So that means this much is 6 take away 4 is 2. So ये हमारा 2 हो गया और ये भी 2 है. 2 times 2 is 4. थोड़ी सी कैलकुलेशन करनी होगी आपको. 2 times 2 is 4. लिख देती हूँ मैं. It is 4. और R3 के लिए 6 is the length and 4 is the width. 6 times 4 is 24. So 24 plus 4 plus 16 is what you get as your answer. 16 plus 4 is 20. 20 plus 24 is 44 squared centimeters. Right? So you will get to sit for these type of questions once you are done with your understanding for the concept. Make sense? And yes, this is all about rectilinear shapes, understanding rectilinear shapes, working out the questions based on rectilinear shapes and all. Correct? So let's finally just wind up over here, and I'll see you in next lesson. Till then, bye-bye. Take care. Have a great day.